The evening breeze florist sat on a lonely seaside corner, where the salt air mingled with the scent of blooming petals. Every dawn, Rosie trimmed white lisianthus and pink roses with rhythmic, practiced movements. She kept her heart sealed tight, a lock forged long ago when a man promised to return with a white rose and never did. For Rosie, flowers were no longer symbols of joy, but tasks to be completed before the sun set. Tides dictated her life, horizon and guests unseen. Then, a rainy evening brought Julian. He pushed the door open, his dark coat damp with mist and the smell of the sea. He stopped at the blue hydrangeas, his voice low as he asked about their meaning. Rosie answered, waiting and reunion, without looking up, her heart a fortress. But Julian didn't leave. He moved into a cottage near the lighthouse and became a fixture in her shop. Day after day, he hauled heavy pots and moved sunflowers into the golden light. He stood as a shield, blocking the bitter wind from the door. He was a quiet, steady presence that Rosie didn't know how to categorize. A man who worked in silence and smiled with his eyes. One sunset, as the sky turned to bruised purple, Julian sat on the threshold while Rosie worked. He told her she was like her shop, quiet on the outside, but holding a hidden warmth within. Rosie froze, her shears hovering over a delicate stem. The old fear flared. She asked him if he would leave like all the others had. Julian looked out at the vast, darkening sea, then back at her with an unwavering gaze. He said that while people may eventually leave, the days spent together were the only things that truly mattered. His words hung in the air, a challenge to the walls she had built around her soul. Autumn turned the roses a deep, blood red. Then, a sudden silence fell. 3 days passed without the sound of Julian's boots on the floorboards. Panic, sharp and unfamiliar, gripped Rosie. She walked to the lighthouse, her boots crunching on the wet, cold sand. When she knocked, Julian opened the door, his skin pale and eyes heavy with fever. Rosie stepped inside, dropping her bag as the facade of indifference finally crumbled. She demanded to know why he had hidden his illness, her voice trembling with a mix of anger and relief. In that cramped, dim room, as she confessed her worry, the very air between them shifted and softened. Winter arrived with the first delicate dusting of snow. Julian entered the shop, but this time, he held a bouquet of white roses. Rosie stood perfectly still, staring at the familiar petals that had once signaled her abandonment. Her voice was a whisper as she asked why he chose the very flower that had broken her heart. Julian stepped closer, placing the bouquet on the counter between them. He told her that for him, the white rose did not mean goodbye. It meant staying. He did not leave. As the snow piled up against the window glass, the shop remained bright and defiant. Rosie held the flowers, their scent filling the room like a long-awaited breath. She watched Julian settle into a chair by the hearth. The storm outside roared with fury, but the lamp glowed steady and warm between them, illuminating a heart that was finally, truly home.